James, just speaking after this evening's victory over Sheffield Eagles, what did you make of how your team went?
Start of the response that they're obviously really proud that they stuck together and showed the defensive resilience that we're used to seeing in York teams. You know, both ends of the field, I thought our trap D was pretty good and our goal line D were outstanding at times. And pleased for them. Obviously, it does matter to them, and they're aware of. We fell, considerably short of the standards expected at this club and probably any club, to be honest. And they were really keen to get out there and start the response. That started today. I don't think the game went our way all for the full 80. I thought the start was nervy. Couple of nervy areas, a couple of nervy play fives, and Sheffield were on top, and that really tested our resolve and resilience, and we did stick together. It's easy to say you're a together group and you're a tough group when everything's going your way, but when your backs are against the wall on the back of a performance and a defeat like that, that's when you really see a person's character and a team's character, and I'm really pleased with that. And then we wrestled back control the first half, and probably unfortunate not to be a little bit further in front, if I'm perfectly honest. Second half almost mirrored the first. I thought we were really nervy again. A couple of poor play fives, which led to Halifax getting a 20-metre restart. I think there were 2 or 3. Rather than us putting them in a corner and being on top of them for the next 4 or 5 minutes, that restart flipped the momentum of the game. 7 tackle set, we're in a corner. And what actually happened was we ended up defending our goal line. And I think there was one point in the second half where they'd had the ball 15 sets to our 4, which kind of gives you an idea of how the momentum of the game was and just how tough and resilient we were on goal line. But like I said at the start, that's not the full response, that's the start of it, and we've got to aim up at being better than that against Newcastle next week.
You've said there were some spells where your team were really tough and resilient with considerable goal line pressure. Were you expecting that after last weekend? Yeah,
I've seen it pretty much for 8 years since I've been here. I don't know where last week came from, but like I said, we haven't brushed it under the carpet. We've learned from it. We were miles short of where we needed to be, and we are learning from it. And today, like I said, is the start of that response, and I was really proud of the character of the boys today, and how they hung in there against a side that, if I'm honest, can play with the ball, and a side that has troubled some of the top teams. And on their day, they can beat the top teams. They pushed Halifax the other week, who are a good side, and they had obviously they beat Widnes, so they've got some ability in that team. So yeah, really proud of the character.
And in the week, Liam Harris, Chris Clarkson and yourself all spoke about a need to repay the fans. They did their bit tonight, and you've gone somewhere to starting to repay that, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't normally read the interviews of the boys, but I read Liam's, and touching that. Just obviously, I see it as us, and he kind of pointed at them, and it is us. I appreciate Liam's words, but it's us. We're all in it together. And in terms of the supporters, I thought they were fantastic. I was nervous, if I'm honest, coming to the game today. I didn't know how they'd respond to the team. I didn't know how they'd respond to me, and they were sensational. They got behind us all game, helped us find energy when we needed it. And I often say that the York supporters are the best in the competition, and they proved it yet again today.
And that right edge has shown us countless times this year about how dangerous they can be in terms of kick chasing. And late on, James Glover and that right edge forced a drop out in a clutch moment.
United.
Yeah. And United went over in the corner.
They did. They've had a good season, the whole right edge. I think Kermo sneaks into that team as well. As you said, the kick chase is great, the hustle's great, and they're pretty potent. I think Brown is knocking on 13, 14 tries, as is Glover. Liam Harris right up there. Kermo not so, but he's very good in other areas, and Marcy does pop up on that edge and post plenty of points as well. So they're pretty keen to let the left edge know that they're the gun edge at the minute, and let's see a response from the left edge.
And people like Kermo and JT and Atta and Brendan all came back in, and you wanted them to take control of the game and lead the team. Do you think they did that?
Absolutely. Danny Kermon's leadership's sensational, and his presence makes a massive difference to the players around him and the team. Jordy Thompson, 80 minutes in the middle. I obviously haven't got the stats yet, but he'll have over 20 carries, over 200 metres, 12 support efforts. He's just an absolute machine. I'm so proud of him, and so pleased that we've got him. He's just so important to us. And obviously, Atta played in the middle. I thought he had a real dig, and like a young Graham on. How he moved the ball about a bit for us today. And obviously, Breno came back into the team. probably didn't nail the standard of performance that he's capable of. We'll work at that and get him to where he needs to be. And obviously there were a couple of others as well who came back in. And one I want to mention is Wardy, the young fella Wardy. He's right at the start of his journey in terms of a rugby league player. Carried the ball with some aggression. I don't think he was rewarded for some of his wins. Certainly something there.
And now it's on to Newcastle and building on this performance, which wasn't the finished article, but it's going towards building some momentum, isn't it?
Yeah, at least, yeah. I mean, obviously, we were under a bit of pressure today. I think I deal with pressure fairly well, but I'm pretty rattled in the week. And as I said, coming to the game, I'm fairly nervous. So that'll have been, the boys will have been the same, but they've been out there now and started a response. We need a really good week to prep and go after Newcastle.